Ahoy hoy to all of you in chat. We've seen the ahoys going on. Andrak, you rescinded your ahoy hoy.
I love it. I love the ahoy.
There's no need to do that. We keep the ahoy hoys going.
Yeah, of course. What's up, everybody? My name is Nick.
I'm Mike.
We're the brothers Murph, and it is time for Rapid Reviews, our kind of live monthly wrap. We talk about every... Oh, that's a thing. Sorry, but we had sound coming through here.
We always forget it's doing a playback.
Yeah, I need that
Playing
one.
an ad to us.
Sorry about that, everybody. We started hearing sounds. We're like, what is that? So this is, I think, our worst month ever.
Yeah,
Since we started doing Rapid Reviews, this is our worst month by like almost at least 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, it's been a slow month of gaming.
Yeah, we played 22.
Yeah, actually, I think it's 23 because I forgot one.
Oh, okay.
But like, yeah, all in all, we kind of didn't even realize. And we just like looked back at the month and we're like,
oh, we haven't played.
We haven't.
Yeah.
Where did July go?
And I'm sure some people are like, I only play 23 games a year. That's really good. And
no,
that is really good. Don't get me wrong.
Obviously, our numbers are still fine.
Usually, we do at least, we average like 1 a day. We usually do like 30 in a month. We usually average 1 a day. So for us, like early in the week, we were like, we've played not even 20 games yet. We're like, that's weird for us. Very, very weird for us. We're lucky where we get to...
We got to bump those numbers. Luckily, we're going to Gen Con literally in less than 24 hours, so that'll help.
That'll help. That'll help. What's up, everyone in chat? Thank you. Drop some likes, everybody, if you haven't already.
Get some thumbs up in chat.
So we're going to go through all the games we played this month. It'll probably be slightly shorter. Then we'll do a Q&A at the end of it like we usually do.
Absolutely.
Allison said, I made a live Rapid Reviews video. Yay, indeed.
You're
if you're watching
here.
this after the fact, make sure to check on the live chat. Pop it open there. So you
Quick sound hello. Dean, hello from a rainy UK. I'll take some rain right now. We just got hot. Only have hot.
It was a little kind of cloudy yesterday morning, and then it just got hot.
It got hot.
And it's hot in this studio. So,
it warm.
Indeed.
It a warm one.
Okay, Michael. Well, shall we start?
Yeah, should we start with our patrons of the month real quick?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Thank you, Mikey. I
we had a good month on Patreon. Thank you, as always, to our new patrons, current patrons, former patrons. If you want to support the Brothers Murph, become a patron today. It really helps us out a lot.
Indeed. There'll probably be a lot of new stuff in August because we're starting to do first impression videos, and we're going to have a lot of new stuff we're probably playing.
We've got 2 games that are part of our Gen Con haul, pre-Gen Con over there. We're going to do first impressions on those. So, yeah.
So you know. All right. So we had Ryko Jones, Tej League. Thank you, Tej. We love you.
Tej, appreciate it.
Gino Wout, Roland, Steve Skew, Karthik, Dale Zagiba, Sean O, Tarek Elban Howie. Yeah. Sarah Foisey Dufresne. Board to Play, love you, Board to Play. And Bonnie Rica, thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate that.
Being new patrons, appreciate you, and everyone else. We love you to death.
It's so awesome. The support, the sharing our videos, and all that stuff is always amazing. Let's get right into these rapid reviews. As always, we'll start with everything that's new to us from this month, for the most part. At least new since we started doing rapid reviews, which is effectively new.
And hello, New Zealand.
Hey.
Everyone in chat, sound off where you're from. So yeah, we got to play the new Lost Wars Arnok. There is a new, there's a playthrough for this out, so you can go watch that if you want to.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. So this is a new expansion for Lost Wars Arnok. This is like the top of the hotness for the BGG preview.
Yeah, a lot of people are super excited. It's nice that there's like such an established game. Lost Ruins of Arnok, since it hit, has been super popular,
very successful.
So now the second expansion, new characters, new cards, new stuff, and then also a solo and 2-player campaign you can play.
So that's what we did. We played, at least in our playthrough, we played the first scenario of the solo / 2-player co-op campaign. Yeah. And it's really fun because it really, this is what I like in games like this with expansions like this, where like they kind of make you play differently. Yes. So in a normal 2-player game, which is usually how we play Lost Ruins, you're going to discover 4, 5, maybe 6 sites.
At least the way we play.
At least the way we play. But in the first scenario here, we had to discover at least 10 sites. And you're always playing with like the solo AI bot. The solo AI bot in this one wasn't discovering any sites. The tile they used for that is taken out of the game. So we had to discover 10, which means we had to average 2 a round. And it was hard to do.
There's only 5 rounds total, so you can't skip around.
It was tough. It was tough to do. And then on top of that, you also have to get really high up on the research track to then fight these guardians.
Yeah.
So it was like, wow, I'm playing Lost Ruins in a way that like I have never played, where I didn't care about points. I was just getting fear because I was like,
we needed a certain amount, but the threshold was low.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had to focus on all this other stuff. It was a really cool way. Other space-based other things have done this, where essentially the campaign is a way to sort of see the new material that the expansion provides through time. You can also just shuffle everything in and start playing the game. You don't have to do it this way, the campaign.
Yes.
But it's really fun to kind of like, ooh, we got this
you
card now.
Unlock it, and it's really, really cool, but it makes you play differently. Someone asked you, try the new temple boards. We did not, because the first scenario didn't
require that, yeah.
So I have not tried the new temple boards, though very excited for that. But yeah, I really, really like this expansion. I cannot wait to continue the campaign. It's awesome.
Thanks for telling us where y'all are watching. We got Michigan in the house and Ola to Barcelona. Speaking of,
is it next?
Stand by. Wait. We played Barcelona. Boom! You see how we did that?
This one's for Nat in chat.
Barcelona is a new game from Board and Dice, all about the kind of expansion period of building out Barcelona after building outside for the first time of the kind of original city walls, those kind of military walls, and kind of building a nice, well-ordered city with more space and stuff for all. This one, we also have a playthrough of, if you want to watch it.
Yes.
As part of our kind of our Gen Con preview. In this one, you are placing out a stack of 2 citizens on a turn, and an intersection of these roads that are going to be next to certain blocks.
Yeah.
And then if you can on a turn, depending on what citizens are around certain blocks, you can take those off the board, put them onto the kind of scoring track, and then build buildings and score points. So one thing I enjoyed about this one from Board and Dice is that there's points everywhere. You're just getting tons of points. So if you want something where you kind of, like a Steffenfeld kind of, you feel like you're going to score stuff most turns, you're going to get some points. This one is because you literally have to build a building if it's possible.
Yes,
you have to build.
I would have loved in our playthrough to not build buildings, because we had this weird anomaly of a game.
Sure.
And we played it a couple times before that, and the other times were much more normal.
Do that, yeah.
But during our playthrough, we had this weird, insanely fast game where Danny, who designed the game, Danny Garcia, was basically like, wow, that's the fastest game that I've ever seen. So we had this weird, I would love to have not had to have built stuff. But yeah, it's cool. You're building up Barcelona and then putting different citizens in there, trying to score points. It's really, really fun. The way you can kind of manipulate what actions you take by doing certain things, and then getting these like public buildings. That allows you to do this action. You're kind of, we were talking about during, I think, the playthrough, or maybe afterwards, we're like, I feel like there's this kind of new wave happening right now where really combo heavy Euro games are coming out.
Yes.
Because combo heavy games are usually like in rolling.
They heard our calls.
Yeah, exactly. Like in like medium to heavyweight Euros, there's becoming these like really combo heavy ones, like Darwin's Journey, Inventions, the new Vital Lacerda game, Barcelona. They all have these big kind of combo engines, but in like medium weight to heavyweight Euros, and I'm here for this wave.
Yeah, I feel like in the past, like some games, Euro games, is like you're gonna work so hard for every point, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Instead, you are rewarded for your cleverness in ways of seeing those synergies, and then you get to trigger all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'd much rather do that and use my brain power for that than to like eke out like 2 points every 3 rounds.
I'd rather have more points than less points.
Yeah, that is a direct, I'm talking about Twilight Imperium. Trash scoring. Barcelona is solid. It's not my favorite Board and Dice game, but it's solid for sure.
Yeah, I like it a lot. We played Camel Up the Card Game. This was sent to us by 25th Century Games. Oh, sorry, not 25th Century. Pretzel Games, my apologies.
Yeah. Plan B and Pretzel Games.
Plan B and Pretzel Games. Yeah, so we got Camel Up the Card Game. I really like Camel Up. We don't actually have Camel Up, mostly because we don't get it. Yeah, we don't have
the player count often, but like I feel like it'd still be worth it. But anyway.
But so we have Camel Up the Card Game with our good friends Jeff and Jamie from Foster the Meeple, said that they liked a lot. And this is cool. So it's very camel uppy, where you are, there's a race of camels going on. They can hop on each other's backs and then move big stacks together. You're betting on different legs of the race, trying to bet on who you think is going to win. But one of the cool things about this one, we'll have to see. I might like this one more, just in terms of from a sheer mechanics base.
Sure.
Because in this one, you have cards that have the different color camels on them, and you're choosing the cards that are going to go into the stack that dictate essentially which camels are going to move.
Yes.
So you actually have information of which camels are going to move, and you can actually manipulate what camel. You're like, oh, I don't want red to move.
Not going to put any red cards in.
Because Mike's betting on red, so I'm not going to put any red cards in.
Yeah.
He's going to have to do it himself. So you actually can manipulate the race more so than you can the other one, which is just like a die pops out of the pyramid and that's what it is. So I actually really, really like that aspect of it.
Yes.
And it's on top of that in a box this big. So like I'm freaking here for Camel Up the Card Game.
The portability gives you those vibes, and I agree. In this one, you actually have a little more say in what happens, and you can be a little more tactical, which is really interesting and stuff. But it keeps the fun flair of like a crazy camel just dragging off.
Yeah.
You know, everyone you've been building, you know, going the wrong direction. So, yeah, it's really fun. I agree. Art style stuff's cool. It didn't feel like a cutting corners from the full game experience. Like I got just as much enjoyment out of this game. I want the pyramid though.
The pyramid is cool. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
There's no dice in this game, so there's no need. I want that in the pop-up palm trees.
The production value is not quite as high in this one, but it's also a smaller game.
It's super solid. The camels are the same,
which is good.
So it's really good. Really, really good.
And everyone smash that like button.
Smash that like button, and it really does help us.
It does. All right, so Gizmos. This is the newer category because it has been a whole while.
It's been a long time.
You've been playing Gizmos on BGA.
I've played a couple games on Board Game Arena recently, and it's really good, man. We have
not gotten rid of it? We called this one a while ago.
It's one of those ones that like I won't say I have regrets because probably it wouldn't be getting played very often.
Yeah, praise be,
but Phil Walker Hart and praise be. It is super good.
Yeah.
And the little engines you can build are really fun.
Yeah.
Like I have this one right now where it's like if I build from a card that I filed away, I get to do 2 pick actions. If I do a yellow pick action, I get to draw like an extra thing out of the hopper and stuff. If I do a blue one, I get to do like an extra pick, and so you can really put together some wild chains. It's really fun. We kind of got rid of it because it sort of ends a little too quick.
Yeah.
So I don't have regrets that we got rid of it, but I'm appreciating it more now.
Sure.
Much more, and it works really well on Board Game Arena. So Gizmos is awesome. Praise be, don't miss.
Praise be, don't miss.
That's facts right there.
Praise be doesn't miss.
Phil Walker Harding, hitting it.
My gosh.
Gizmos
we might
is great.
meet that man.
We might.
We might meet that man very soon.
We're gonna make.
I'm gonna lose my mind if I get to see Praise Be's face.
I mean, I guess do we just bow down? Do we do a curtsy?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what we do.
I don't know what we do. You played Lacuna.
Lacuna Matata, man. This is an interesting little
This is the short
abstracty game. Yeah, which you shake out all these flowers onto like a cloth board, which is really lovely. And then you're gonna put these like metal, your little player markers in between 2 flowers at the same time. So you see those like big blue kind of periwinkle ones. If you do that, you get to collect those 2, and you're trying to collect majorities. You want to have the majority of the majorities
I see.
of each of the types of flowers. What's really interesting is you place out, I think, 5 or 6 markers, and then once all the markers are out, any flowers, if your marker is closest to that flower, you collect that as well. So you're sort of like, if I have 2 pieces that are this far apart, I don't necessarily want to go dead middle. I'm gonna go over here because it's actually closer to stuff over here. So there's some like little tactile, abstracty stuff. It's really interesting. And then you kind of at the end see like, okay, for the orange flowers, who has the most? Oh, you do. You get that. And if you have the majority, the most majorities, you win the game. Really quick, like 5-10 minutes. Really pretty and stuff. But that whole like, you just think, oh, put it in the middle. It's just like, well, but is that advantageous? You may put it on this side of the middle, and you can kind of block people and stuff. It's really, really cute, really cool, and a really nice production.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Liked it a lot.
Yeah, that's, wow. Dang,
Mohammed again. Oh my gosh.
Mohammed, thank you
my
so
friend.
much. So I always look forward to your live reviews.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for these awesome insights. Much love and many thanks. Thank you, Mohammed, so much. We appreciate you.
Appreciate
really,
that.
really appreciate you. Gosh, you're so dang generous.
Thank you for that.
Oh gosh, I clicked off it.
Oh, Nick.
Oh gosh, I clicked off it.
How did you do that? What?
I don't even know. Mohammed, thank you so. See, Mohammed, see what you do? You see what you do? Thank you so much for that.
You guys all
chat.
flustered over here.
I know.
You
gosh,
so much.
thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Best person in the chat, Rosie up in here. Hi, Rosie.
Hi, Rosie. We played Lisboa yesterday, actually.
Lisboa.
Finally got Lisboa to the table. We've been trying to get our Vital Lacerda games to the table.
Yes, we've got
so
3/4 of them played now.
Get them in our heads
Yes.
and that kind of stuff. So we've gotten 3, I guess 3 because
we have the Gallerist. We haven't. Yeah, we don't have that one. Yeah.
So we finally played Lisboa last night, and it is very good.
It is a masterpiece. Yeah, it makes sense why.
It's very, very good. Holy crap.
I guess, I think it's as high as rated one, right? So it's
no, On Mars is actually
higher now. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this game's trash. Yeah, Lisboa is a card-driven, big, heavy game where you're kind of rebuilding the city after a horrible earthquake hits. And you're visiting nobles and stuff and tucking cards into your kind of player dashboard area that might give you access to gaining influence, which is important, or kind of discounts on things. It's one that like we found weirdly a little easier to kind of find our way through as we played than some of the other Lacerdas, because there's only kind of like 4.
It did not feel
there's not that
nearly
many
as
types
heavy.
of actions you can do and stuff. But of course, like you're trying to be as efficient as you can. All those kind of things from these big heavy games are present, but it just I don't know. It made sense to us.
Yeah, it did. This one
really made sense
from the 4 Laceras that we played recently, which is Weather Machine, Inventions, Kanban, and now this. I guess you've on Mars as well. This one felt the lightest in terms of like, or at least maybe
I'd still give that to Kanban
better.
in terms of like.
See, Kanban, I had a much harder time grokking than this one. This one, I was like, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
I had a great score. Like, yeah, it was.
Nick crushed it.
It was a really good game.
Nick played really good.
I really like it. I'm 2 for 2 for this game because I played this a long time ago and I won that game.
You crushed that game
maybe
too.
I'm a
yeah.
savant when it comes to Lisboa.
Lisboa is really good. I've been really
Yes.
when we kind of started embarking on this Lacerda journey that we're on, and you're going to see more playthroughs come from that, and kind of more talks and stuff. Lisboa is the one that I wanted. It's the reason I wanted to get into this is because I wanted to play this again so bad. It's been many, many years. That's why it's in our new category. Man, it was so fun. I want to play it again.
It's really good.
It's beautiful. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's just really solid.
Yes. It's
Really solid. The card play is cool. Like it a lot.
It's just really, really good. Very, very good. You played Lucky Numbers, Mikey.
I did. I played this on Board Game Arena. I did not know what I was doing. I lost horribly to Jamie from Foster the Meeple, but I figured out halfway through that you can like exchange. You're trying to build out your grids. What you're trying to do. You're trying to complete your grid, but everything rows and columns has to be ascending. So you can't go like 1, 2, 7, 6, in a row or a column. So you're kind of putting, you want your highest numbers in the very bottom right, you want your lowest numbers in the top left, and you draw a tile, or there's a table of kind of discarded tiles that you can add to your display. But I thought like you just have to draw, and if you can't play it, it just goes to the table. And so I, like for the first several turns, like, well, yeah, can't do anything with that. And I didn't realize it's up on the table. You can play, or you can exchange stuff from your board. You can take it off your board and trade it with the table, so you can reconfigure your board. And I was like, oh, well, that makes it much more possible. Because I was just like, well, I guess I'm just not lucky because it's Lordy Clovers, I was like, all right, that's fine, And so once I realized that there's actually some stuff you can do, I was like, oh, this is delightful. So I lost horribly, but I liked it a lot.
I'm confused though. Like, is this not about the movie?
It is in a very abstract way. It is
Lisa
like,
Kudrow?
yeah, the backside is just
Kudrow in
John
this game?
Travolta's face this big.
Fun fact, the movie Lucky Numbers, which like 4 people saw.
Don't watch it.
It's not a good movie. That was filmed like right around the block from where we grew up and in Sacramento. And people in Sacramento lost their minds over it. It was insane.
Because Hollywood was coming to town.
Hollywood was coming to Sacramento. They don't do that very often.
No, they do not.
Okay, cool. Lucky Numbers. Let's go.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Hey, what fun. We got to play Maracaibo, The Uprising. We played this with our good friend Jimmy. We've actually had this expansion
Jimmy's
for Maracaibo.
birthday, by the way, right now. Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Oh, it is Jimmy's birthday. You're
Jimmy.
right. Happy birthday, Jimmy. We played Maracaibo a while ago, and then we got this expansion a while ago as well, and just haven't had a chance to get to the table.
Right.
I realized, so this is one where it makes the game cooperative, and you are... The theme is still very abstract in this game, as it always has. But now you're all
cards
working
and
together.
doing stuff.
And usually, if you take a game that has really solid mechanics and then make it cooperative, I'm usually here for it. And this is pretty much the main way I'd want to play this game. I think I really enjoy it. You're trying to now you're trying to expel the different colonial influences from
you're kind of starting with cubes on the board, trying to remove them.
Yeah, as opposed to the other way around, which is very cool. And it was still very Maracaibo, and the mechanics of Maracaibo were great. We just didn't love the theme, but kind of having the reverse side of that theme made that much more palatable. And on top of that, it's just a really good, solid Alexander Pfister game.
Yeah, Maracaibo on a mechanical, perspective is amazing. It's such an incredible game. The card play and stuff is really great. The expansion materials were really really cool. It was easy enough to use. The kind of player you're going against was easy to understand. So
yeah, and it's always I enjoy co-op games like this where it's like, oh, it takes this kind of game, but now we get to like talk about what we're doing. We're like, well, I'm gonna go here. Does anyone else need to go here?
I think it's a great way to get better at Maracaibo.
Yeah, like I enjoy that. I enjoy a lot of times when they make some. It's like, oh, like we talk about Terraforming Mars Crisis. Where it's like, oh, now we just kind of can talk the whole time about what we're doing, which is kind of really cool and nice.
I agree. Yeah, I enjoyed that one a lot.
You played Rear Window. I played this a couple months ago with Jimmy.
Yes, Rear Window is kind of like Mysterium if you've played that, where you have now the director who is playing out cards with characters and stuff from Rear Window and different scenes that are happening, and you're trying to place the right person and the right kind of like, I guess, attribute or whatever.
I guess, yeah.
You'd call it into the right room. There's 8 rooms and stuff, and there's 8 possible attributes. There's 4 rooms. Each of them has a pair of a person and their kind of title. So you're trying to get these 8 things in the right place. What's really interesting is if you make your guesses, and then you're going to get a number. You get like, 6. 6 of the items are correct, but you have no idea which are right or which are wrong.
So you're like, I felt really good about this. I feel like that's correct.
Yeah, I feel that's good. And then you kind of go through 4 rounds, 4 days, where the director can play out more cards to maybe help get you off of a certain line of thinking or reinforce a certain line of thinking. It worked really well. Hey, man, happy birthday, bud.
That's Jimmy.
That's Jimmy, the one who taught us this game. It works really well for those kind of like guessing games. It works really well with people who can kind of like maybe help clue you in. But it's really fun that you're like, there's a blue teapot here. And Jimmy's just like, that doesn't matter. And you're like, that's got to be this person.
Like Mysterium, you get so fixated. And then if you're like, in Mysterium, the ghost, but in this case, the director, you're like, okay, they're stuck on color. So now all the clues they give are based off of color. Like, yeah, it's very interesting. That is Ray Liotta, by the way. As someone chats, it looks like Ray Liotta in that. From here up, that person looks like Ray Liotta. But yeah, it's a very interesting game.
Yeah, it works really well. It's a good production. The first game we played, we crushed so hard, and the second game we did very poorly. So I actually really like this one a lot. If you think like, it's an IP game, stuff like this is actually like a lot of these games nowadays, actually super duper solid. And if you like Rear Window,
let's be honest, it's not like Rear Window's like a hot IP.
It's a classic.
It's not like they're like, we're gonna make tons of money off of this. Classic. All these Gen Zs, they love the Rear Window. We got and played Star Wars: The Deck Building game.
I scared Pippin with that. He's just like
up north of our hometown in Sacramento. Of course, went to some game stores because of course we did. Got Star Wars: The Deck Builder, brought it back. Got to play it the other day. It's really really fun. It is very similar to like a Hero Realms or a Star Realms. It's got definitely some differences that are really cool.
Yeah.
Where one player is playing the Empire, one person is playing the Rebellion. And you have your kind of row of cards out there that you can buy, but the cards are faced to whoever the faction they belong to. Yeah. And so like if I have like a TIE Fighter out there, I was playing the Empire, the TIE Fighter is facing me, but Mike can actually attack stuff in the row. You can attack your opponent's like cards in the row.
Take it away from you essentially.
Which will give you a benefit, and it means you can't buy it, which is very interesting. But you're putting out kind of like galactic cruisers and stuff like that.
To protect your base.
Whoa! Holy crap, y'all. Bildo Naggins. First of all, great name. First of all, absolutely top tier, S tier name.
Oh my gosh.
Holy crap with $100 super chat. What the hell?
Been years since D&D Pandemic Settlers with the brothers Murph. Miss it, but happy to see you guys living the dream. Much
oh my
love.
Gosh.
Best name ever. Thank you. Jeez Louise.
Dang.
People are on one today.
I feel like that seems very specific, but thank you so much. Holy crap, that's incredible. Thank you. My gosh. Y'all are intense. Oh my gosh.
That's amazing. Wow.
Thank you so much. Again, people have been giving us super chats. Y'all are incredibly, incredibly kind. Holy crap. So this version's cool. It's Star Realms, very, very similar to Star Realms, but with a cooler IP to it. I do like Hero Realms and Star Realms where like in those games there's like 3 or 4 different factions. There's like the hero faction and like the death faction or whatever.
Sure.
And you can choose kind of like, I'm gonna go super heavy this kind of faction. This one you can't. You're either the Empire or the Rebellion. And so with that, I'm not entirely sure. We've only played it like once, right? Yeah. I'm not entirely sure if I like this more than like Hero Realms because of that. I like the flexibility of choosing kind of the different factions you want to do, opposed to like that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like Hero Realms, Star Realms will always be quicker than this one will. But you know, we can fly the Millennium Falcon in this. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Again,
I did because Nick blew it up, but I could have.
I was like, whose birthday is it? Jimmy, we'll give you $1.
Jimmy, we're gonna
thank you again so much.
Everyone's been a hot dog with that.
Incredibly kind. All the viewers, thank you for just being here, viewing stuff, and then giving likes and a couple people getting super chats. Thank you so much. Really, we appreciate it. Holy crap. Here's the thing. We can buy one more game now.
We can get another copy of Trajan.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Trajan, you played this game. This is a game.
I played this with Jimmy, and
this is objectively a game. It's a good game.
I enjoyed it. It's a tough puzzle, man.
One of the ugliest games ever made.
I don't think it is.
This is one of the worst covers ever made.
This cover is not rad. It's very bad.
Let me be like the weird shadowed.
It's not great. But the game is solid.
This guy. Can I finish his face? Move over. Can I finish his face?
Probably can. Yeah, a little bit this way. You only get half a nose. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Sorry, go on. It's a really good game mechanically.
It's a mechanically good game. Yeah, it's been so long since I played it, and it's solid and stuff. It's just such a difficult puzzle.
Hard. It's a hard.
And
the Mancala is really tough.
Yeah, and like I just don't know if the difficulty is worth it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm less enamored with it. It's like the thing, like I haven't played it in several years. Ever since we started doing rapid reviews or logging our plays. It's been years and years. I'm kind of like, I guess it kind of makes sense. I'm not going to get rid of it necessarily, but I don't know.
I would love a re-theme. I think.
Yeah, maybe that would help.
The look of this, the cover of the board, it really turns me off. I really hate it.
Yeah, but it is a super solid game. It's hard though.
Yeah, it's tough. Again, after the reviews, we'll do a Q&A as well. So make sure to pop
them questions
in. I played Too Many Bones Unbreakable.
Unbreakable, Kimmy.
So this is the new Too Many Bones that's delivering to backers. We'll be doing a playthrough of this, but we wanted to play it a couple different times to kind of get under belts because we've played Too Many Bones a while ago, the original one once.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to play it a bunch. So this weekend, kind of my goal, I actually had a bit of the weekend off. So I was like, okay, I'm going to learn Too Many Bones again and play it like a bunch of times. So I played this like 4 times over the weekend. Play with the 2 new characters in Unbreakable, and
Jimmy, exactly.
Yeah. So Too Many Bones is fun. I like Too Many Bones a lot. I think I will probably prefer this game solo because solo you can kind of play it quicker. I don't like playing games with Mike.
Sorry, we'll make you suffer through a playthrough, Nick.
And but yeah, so it's really really fun. The 2 new characters are really cool. Yeah, Too Many Bones is good. I am curious moving forward. I may end up honestly house ruling a couple things. This one, in terms of like what's different, this one has again new characters, new baddies and stuff, but there's a bunch of lava all over the board, and so there's a bunch of the baddies. I think they're called. I can't remember what the faction is called, but basically they're turning the rock chips on the board into lava chips, and then sometimes they're like, if they're on lava you can't hit them, or if anyone is standing on lava other than this faction, you get damaged every turn. So like they're just like turning the stuff into lava. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Too Many Bones is really punishing. It's a really punishing game, especially if you lose an encounter, because you're doing a certain amount of encounters to try to get to the tyrant, the big baddie, and then you need to beat the tyrant. That's how you beat the game. And if you lose an encounter, the days move on, and so every day the game gets a little bit harder, but that's fine because you're leveling up kind of as you go. The problem is if you lose an encounter, the day moves on, but you stay the same because you didn't get any of the rewards from the encounter, which means the game got harder, but you stayed the same, and that means it's now even harder. And I'm not sure how much I like how punishing that is. There are some house rules that some people do to kind of make that less punishing that I'm definitely going to try out when I solo this game some more. But I do really like Too Many Bones. This, like a lot of chip theory games, is one of those games where like the whole point of it is that every single character can be built in a whole bunch of different ways.
Sure.
And so you just got to play each character over and over and over again to try out the different stuff. And if you like theory crafting kind of roguelites where you're like, I'm going to build my deck this way. Next time I'm going to build my deck this way. It's really, really fun.
And that's kind of Chip Theory's thing,
yeah,
right?
Totally.
The Chip Theory games seem to really reward heavy investment in those games.
Yeah.
And so it'd be kind of weird for them to go fully away from that. But I agree.
Yeah.
And my guess is a lot of people have some house rules for this.
I'm sure, yeah. And a lot of people like how brutal they are. I'm just not sure how much I would like that. But I'm also just not very good.
That's the one thing that to me doesn't make sense, like on a thematic level. It's like, well, if you got in a fight and you got roughed up, you would have the hero of that story would have learned something from their journey, and so the fact that you don't get anything is odd, like thematically just strange.
Yeah,
you don't
good,
get
though.
like something.
Yeah, I do really like it, and I'm very excited to play more. But we'll have a playthrough for this sometime in August.
I can't wait to try it again.
Mikey played some Legacy of You.
Back in the old stuff now. Yes, played a couple games of Legacy of You. Lost a game, then won a game, restarted a campaign. It's so good. It's just, if you like Garfield games, you like kind of the resource management, you can play cards a few different ways, having to war with, like, if I play this card and just discard it to my little pile, I get a thing. But if I get rid of it, if I exile it, essentially, I get this other better reward. Is that worth it because of what I'm facing here? There's just so many juicy decisions, fun little bits of story and stuff as you kind of uncover things. The game self-balances, so if you lose a bunch of games, the game gets a little easier. If you win a bunch, it gets a little bit harder.
Yeah.
To kind of make it a tight, tense situation. It's just so good.
It's so good. Yeah, it's really, really
so
outstanding. I'm excited for you to finish the campaign so that I can start a campaign as well. Because it's very, very fun.
I'll reset it for you.
Indeed. You get to play Boone Lake. I'm very jealous. I freaking love Boone Lake. Talk about Alexander Pfister's. It might be my favorite Pfister. I'm not sure.
There you go. It's solid, man. It's really solid. I just enjoy playing them cards and getting stuff. I got rolled in this one. Did not have a great game. Jimmy beat me by, I think, a lot. But it's really fun. It's really fun to put those tiles out. Manage your resources, including like your workers and stuff, because if you're upgrading things to towns and settlements and stuff, you have to spend workers from your ranch to kind of build that town.
Yep.
And you have to get those people back on your ranch, and so
I
there's
do
just
like
a lot of I enjoy the kind of flow of the game, and you're flowing down a river. Still enjoy it a lot.
Yep, it's very good.
Yeah, so we played a quicker game of it too. It wasn't as long.
You played Crisscross?
Yeah, we played Crisscross as a
did.
end of stream situation.
Crisscross.
First time in a long time I played Crisscross.
Yeah, this is a really great little roll and write where you have a little 5x5 grid, and you're rolling out 2 dice. And these are going to have symbols on, like an X or an O or a triangle, just symbols. And you are, whenever you roll, the person rolls the 2 dice, and that essentially is going to make kind of like a little domino. You have to put that somewhere in your grid, and you basically
next
want
to each other.
As many of the same symbol next to each other in your rows and columns as you can. So if you have like 3 triangles, that's worth like 3 points. But if you have 4 triangles in a row, that's 8 points. If you can get all 5, that's like 10 points. It's very, very difficult. And then you go until your grid is filled up, and then you're going to score every single row and every single column. That's it. It's super simple. This is honestly one of those games that I honestly think like everyone should have, because of the fact that like you can play with an infinite amount of people, because all you need is like a grid, because one person rolls a die and then everyone has to use those dice, and it's so simple. It's just so simple. This is one of those games that I honestly think just every family should have, because it's so simple. You can break it out at like Thanksgiving or whatever, have everyone play real quick. It's so good.
Right, good you, man.
Crisscross. It's a banger. Absolute banger.
Best 6 minutes you ever spent. Played some Crokinole. Boom. Talking about simplicity and a good time. Crokinole, very simple rules. You just got to get in that middle. All right, if there's another player's disc, you got to carry them off at least one of those discs.
It's great.
It's just so fun. There's so many highs and lows. I really would love to get a really premium board someday. Like, I'm talking high level.
Yeah, our board is good, but I would love to get like a...
Our board's decent, but it's like a starter board. You know, it goes, and where we got it from is Gen Con last year, from conventions where they use their tournament stuff. So they're high use, wear and tear kind of board, and it works okay, but it's just like, it'd be nice to get one that's just like smooth.
Oh, it's absolutely smooth.
Yeah, but it's such a fun, ridiculously great game.
Yeah. With the Granja, we finally got our copy of the Granja from the campaign from a while ago. And we played it again, and guess what? It's potentially a top 10 game. It's incredibly good. The Granja in general is very, very good. This is the deluxe master set, so new art. There's a bunch of new modules, but the game itself is the same. So if you played the Granja, which is like on BGA, it's an older game, which also looks pretty good. It's just insanely good. It's got quad use cards where every card can be used 4 different ways. And the cards you get, particularly the special abilities you get from those cards,
it's always a tough decision.
Change up the game so much. And then now there's a whole bunch of new modules. We played with the Ladies of La Granja, which is basically gives everyone an asymmetric power. We'll never not play with that.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm so excited to, one, play the base game more, but also just to start exploring those different models, because there's like 12 or something like that. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
And so, oh my gosh, it's so incredibly good, and the new version looks so pretty. I mean, it's absolutely
really well
gorgeous.
Done. Yeah.
And it all comes in one package now, and La Granja, for me, is going to be a potential top 10 game, I think. It might squeak in there, because it's just so much fun, dude.
It's so good.
It's so good.
So good. I went super pig strats, and it worked out. Yeah, it worked out. Yeah, La Granja is amazing. They did a really great job. I like that they're continuing to do these deluxe master sets. And Teotihuacan's the newest one, kind of like almost like an anniversary set as well.
Yeah.
So La Granja, killing it.
Yeah.
It came pretty quick, all told. I mean, the campaign was only last year.
Yeah.
It's about a year and change.
Played Namalia. We've talked about this game quite a bit. This is one of our favorite kind of go-to small box games at this point.
Absolutely.
Where it's got the kind of cartographer's scoring, where there's going to be 4 kinds of scoring. The first round, you're going to score 2 of them. Second round, you're going to score 2 other ones. And then eventually you'll do 5 rounds. In the last 2 rounds, I think you're scoring 3 of them. And you're placing out these cards that are going to have different terrain types and then different animals on them. And the scoring things are going to be like, you want to have no lions. So you're constantly trying to cover up the lions.
The scoring possibilities are really all over the place.
Yeah, really all over the place.
You want to have a bunch of different areas of savannah, or one really big one, or a river running through as much of your
You want
whole area as
gorillas
possible.
next to lakes.
All sorts of stuff.
All sorts of stuff. And so, again, you're going to score A and B in the first one, then B and C, then C and D, and then A, B, and C, and then D, D, all that kind of stuff. Everything's going to score 3 times. And I absolutely love those kinds of scoring where you're like, okay, right now, this thing doesn't matter right now.
But it's going to come up later.
It will matter later. It's just great. It's in a little box like this. It's going to be one of those kind of games that we bring everywhere when we travel.
Yep.
And it's just an absolute banger.
Yeah, I love the fact that you have the small grids. You're always covering up you're always tearing apart and rebuilding what your kind of your little grid. It's awesome.
It's great.
Awesome.
Really good game. Play Restoration Phoenix, Mikey.
Yeah, we did. Played it physically for the first time.
Yes.
This game is so stinking good. It is hampered by genericness a little bit. Like the cover doesn't really evoke a lot to me. But it's a really great game where you're building out a space station and you start off with just a hub and you're going to build out these kind of 3 wings, these 3 sectors that kind of cater to different alien species and the air that they need to breathe. The hub that you start with gives you an asymmetric player power, like some sort of focus you might go for, like an endgame scoring thing or something you can do. You have a fleet of ships that are your action spaces that you can go to. Some are the same as everybody else. Some of them are going to be unique, and we can visit each other's ships. And so you have to pay a little extra to that player to do it. But the thing I love about this game is it's simple.
Yeah.
There's like 4 action types,
4 or 5
action types. It's really simple. You're basically getting resources. You are building out, with metal sections of your space station. The best way to get metal is to disassemble the ships that are your action spots. So that's an action you can do. And then like the sections that you build might give you space for aliens to collect, but might give you income bonuses, extra action types, discounts,
abilities,
all sorts of stuff.
All sorts of stuff.
So you just build out a really interesting, you get more and more unique from the other players as you go.
Yeah,
which I don't see that much in games where you might start off unique, but this one you can get further and further specialized.
Outside of something like a deck builder.
Sure.
Where everyone starts the same, but but this one is not that. It's like a worker placement game, and there's so much variability in the game because everyone starts off with a main hub, which has a special power, but there's 24 of them.
There's a lot of variety.
So like there's so much variety, and then all the sectors, as Mikey said, are different, and you don't play with all of them. There's like 10 of each, but in a 2-player game, you only have 2 of them out there because you can only get 1 of each color sector.
Right.
So it's like there's so much variety in there, and it's just really, really good. And this game, as I haven't heard anyone talk about this game, I think the kind of generic look and generic theme probably made it go under the radar, but it's really, really good. It's also on BGA. It's very good on BGA.
Check it out, BGA. Works really well.
Very good. I played Teotihuacan.
Yeah, I actually showed this to my gaming group here in Ventura.
That's right.
They hadn't played in a long time. They knew that we were fans of it and stuff, so I played just our normal copy. I put in the player powers and I put in the obsidian.
That's right.
So I kept it pretty base game with a couple of extra little fun things to play with. And I think they enjoyed it. I don't think it's really their type of game 100%, but everyone seemed to have a good enough time.
Okay, that's good.
And I loved it, so I was good.
Yeah.
I was happy with that.
It's a good game.
Teotihuacan's still a great game. Always has been, always will be.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that new version.
You played That's Not a Hat, Mike.
That's Not a Hat!
Very jealous you get to play it.
I showed this too. We had a friend's birthday last weekend. Nice, tighten it up.
I need to. No, I need to shave my head. It's super long.
You need to. My bad. It's super long. You're looking
That's why I'm wearing a beanie today. This is like trash.
That's Not a Hat is it's just a memory game.
Yeah.
It's a super silly memory game where you're gifting stuff of these kind of like sketch drawings, like a cone or a hat or a mouse or a skateboard or a paper clip or a safety pin. That's where it starts getting confusing. But what you're going to do is when you go to gift a gift, you're going to start off with each have one card face up. So you see kind of where we start. And then as new things get introduced, you see what that new thing is. But eventually things all start getting put face down and start getting passed around. So you have to start remembering where things are, what's been passed to you.
Which you will not.
What you're passing on, and you absolutely can't. It's just impossible to do. And that's what's so funny is you like do this shift, and everyone's like,
wait, where's the dog? Is that a bucket or is that a dog? Oh gosh, what's here?
And it really, every time we've played, has that same thing where you're like, immediately your brain goes
you think you'll be able to remember.
I can't do this. Yeah.
You're like, I'll remember where everything is. You won't.
And the whole idea is like, you can just kind of bluff, but no one has a chill. So everyone's just sitting there like, strawberry? Enjoy the strawberry. And then you don't have any confidence to be like, there's no strawberry. You're like, I think so, maybe. You know, it's so funny. It's like $10. It's a great game. Plays up to like 8 or 9 people. It's just
so
silly.
good. And the more people, the better, because then it gets crazier.
Oh, it gets insane.
It gets absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Indeed.
Love that game so much.
Yeah, That's Not Hat is absolutely great. We played
Tiletum. Nick.
Well, Mike, you ready to right your wrongs? Admit your faults? Admit your
I
faults?
tried to sidestep the look of this game. The cover is great.
Cover's great.
Don't understand what happened.
I trashed the look of the board and everything else in this game a lot.
Yeah, and I kind of said, you know what? It's fine. It's functional, whatever. And then when we played it this last time, it got in the way of my enjoyment a little bit. I was like, man, this is pretty ugly.
It's really bad
It's
looking.
really bad looking.
And then you have Barcelona. So I'm like, y'all, board and dice. I don't know what you're doing with that.
Yeah. Tiletum is a great game.
Yes.
In terms of what you're doing.
Yes.
Obviously, great designers.
Super fun.
Super fun. Combos on combos.
Yes.
Nick played together a really good one.
Big Euros with lots of
super
combos. Yeah.
Awesome, but it's just, the look of it gets in its own way. It's so beige. It's so plain.
Yeah. No textures.
No textures, no nothing. And I'm like, why not a little bit? You don't have to do a ton.
Make it look like this.
Yeah. Anywhere. This cover is so...
It's fine.
I think it looks amazing. It's colorful. It's beautiful. It's a fair. It's fun. And then you open the box. You're like, what happened? Where'd the fair go? You know? I mean, you're literally putting on fairs the whole game.
Yeah.
It's a really great game, but its look is a major negative.
Yeah, it is a tough one.
To the point where I'm like, oh, this one probably won't stick around with us forever because I'll just eventually be over it. I'm like,
Yeah, the game is great. But yeah, it's a good game.
But it's a great game,
It is.
though.
Whoa, it's rough.
Yeah.
Played World's Fair 1893 the other day on TLN.
Did.
This is a great game. This is a great area
love this
majority
game so
game where you are trying to get a majority of your followers at different parts of the World's Fair in 1893.
You know this?
But the killer is loose. What's his name? Some White City or something like that.
The devil in the White City.
Yeah, that guy. That guy's around. He's killing everybody. It's crazy. He's not. But basically,
I mean, in real life, yes.
yes, in real life, he was.
Not in this game.
But basically, you are getting your followers into these different areas of like agriculture and electricity and manufacturing, different parts of the fair. And you are collecting these exhibit cards, these kind of ideas for exhibits. And then if you win the majority in there, you can then turn those ideas into true exhibits. And all of these are actual exhibits from the World's Fair in 1893.
All inventions that were presented. And
yeah, which is super, super cool. It's just a cool theme. Who got the ship? I think Mike got the ship.
We shouted you out during the stream, Linnea. We shouted you out.
Indeed. It's really, really cool. There's a ton of
get it.
Every card has a picture of the exhibit and information on the true exhibit that was there. It's really,
I
really
really
great.
need to go through and just like read it.
Yeah,
at
it's
some
awesome.
Point, card for card.
World's Fair is great. It's a great area majority game that doesn't feel super mean. It scales really, really well. It just rocks. It absolutely rocks.
It's really good, and that's it, y'all. Like we said, it was a slow month.
23,
for
22
us,
games?
I think it was 22, 23 games. Which,
For us, that's very slow.
That's still a pretty good time.
Yes.
But it was slow. It was a slow month. Leading up to Gen Con, I guess, these things happen to make sense, but it was like, we really were like, what? What have we been doing all month?
Yeah, it was just
a
slow month.
Just happens, y'all.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens.
So at the end, we always do a Q&A. So if you have any questions, please pop them in chat.
Yeah.
We'll kind of go back through the chat and talk about ones we missed.
Oh, such a good question.
What do you think the best game at Gen Con will be? I think the small box. I don't know if this will be the best game. That's a tough ask. We haven't played any of them yet. I think the game of the con, the small box game of the con, is going to be Sea Salt and Paper. Yeah. I feel like everyone is going to end up with a copy of Sea Salt and Paper.
There's also that Tiger and Dragon from Oink, and I think that might be another big one for the small box.
That's maybe. Other than that,
and Sail. Another small box.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. In terms of what's going to be the best game of the con, I think Sky Team is going to be really, really good. That's the game
I watched Monique did a how to play on Sky Team. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I saw that she did a how to play.
My excitement level is
make sure to
here
check it out before you play. It seems really cool. So Sky Team, excited. I think is my first. I think it's my favorite of the con, and that is my most anticipated of the con too. But what's gonna be the best? I don't know. We haven't played them yet.
You know, we talked about the Arnak expansion. That's gonna fly.
Gosh, yeah, that is gonna be.
They're going to have some copies of Great Western Trail New Zealand. I imagine it'll be a limited amount. Those are going to sell very fast.
I think we're going to come home with one of those. It'll be great. Cons Beat said, speaking of board and dice, I can't wait to hear more about Nucleum.
Yes.
Yes, I hear
David
that.
Turtsey, one of the designers, gave me a little, come look at my briefcase back at AirCon and told me I couldn't tell anybody. And I was very interested. David Turtsey, Simone Luciani, I'm like, well, yeah. Simone Luciani is one of our best.
One of the best, and yeah, David Turtsey is great.
I'm very excited. Yeah, the look of the thing is just this glowing green. I'm like, what the heck?
It's got a cool cover.
Cool cover. Yeah, kind of like, you know, it's a little scary almost.
Indeed.
Chief's gonna show us Rear Window. Rip.
Speaking of Star Wars, have you guys played the Star Wars Villainous? I'm not crazy about the base game, but damn the box art, I might need it. And Darth Vader. As far as I can tell,
we haven't played Star Wars Villainous.
Don't love Villainous, it's very villainous.
There are some changes, though. I have heard people say they like Star Wars better than Villainous. But
I don't think we're going to love it because we just don't really like Villainous.
But I'm with you on the Villainous stuff. I like collecting because the figures are really cool. The art is really good. I think we both agree. It is the biggest, it's one of the, for us, it's kind of one of the bigger letdowns of board games because the concept and the execution of like the art and the meeples, the figures and stuff is in the stratosphere, and we think the game is fine. I think from like possibilities to actuality, it's unfortunately one of the bigger ones for us. It's a shame. Never lived up to this concept. It's obviously very successful. They've made multiple versions, but
yes, people love it.
I feel like Villainous is that game that's going to be in a bajillion thrift stores in 5-10 years because people just didn't understand it.
Yeah, fair. Going through, trying to find. I know there's some other ones. What's up, Brandbeard? How you doing?
Oh, Brandbeard up here.
That thing. Is the Brothers Murph merch link working for anyone? You should be able to go to just thebrothersmerch.com, and that should take you right there. Yeah, so that should work. You just go to type in thebrothersmerch.com.
Should do. Hornet says also uses priests and priestesses and the obsidian. Yeah, it's like those are great ones to throw in. I also did the season effects, but I kind of cherry picked the seasons a little bit because that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
We'll be there at Gen Con every day? Yes, we'll be there every day, if that's what you were asking,
Yeah.
Have you guys done a solo of the Grandha? No, but I would like to solo it very soon.
Yes, I've done the old version of the solo on Board Game Arena, but I haven't played the new revamped solo mode.
No, yeah. And because the old one is just Le Grandha.
Our food trucks worth checking out. Now we got some Gen Con questions. If you have any Gen Con questions, we've never eaten at them because we've never had time.
Yes, but I've heard they're great.
I know food trucks in general, we love them. It's obviously a very California thing to food trucks, so I love them. The one thing you got to note, no matter where you are, if there's food truck stuff, it's going to be a long wait. At Gen Con, it's probably even more so. My guess is it would be worth it if you have the time, you don't mind spending time getting lunch. If you need quick lunch and stuff, that will not be your answer.
No,
but the food is going to be good.
It's going to be cool. I'm going to try and figure out this merch thing, everybody. So have you guys tried Ascension Tactics? Just got a ding and dent copy for $30. What Ascension did we play, Mikey?
Oh, gosh, I'm not sure. I've played a few of the things. Weird.
Oh, weird. Maybe that whatever that
domain ran out. Well, we'll get you the
see if I can
the
do
link
it right
here
now.
in 1 second, y'all. That's weird.
Yeah. So I don't think for small box. Any thoughts on Splito?
Splito. Let me relook it up 1 second. Let me relook it up. I think that's the. Is this one that we got seen by Hachette, maybe? Share everything but the victory. Maybe not. Players cooperate to score points. Fun and fast card game for 3 to 8 players based on draft principle. At each turn, put a card between you and your neighbor on the left or on the right. Help each other to complete objectives, but be the smartest one. So each player receives 13 cards at the beginning of the game. At the end of each turn, each player chooses a card, objective, or value from their hand and decides to place it between themselves on the neighbor left or right. So this is going to be one of those ones where you're like, you have to balance between your two sides and make sure that your lowest score wins. I like that idea. That sounds interesting. I'll have to look into it more in terms of like, what are the objectives and how does that work? But I like that you can put objectives or value cards to kind of work on both sides. And with card drafting, it sounds cool. I'm intrigued by that. So, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Let's jump down to the bottom.
Linnea is 100% agreed on her villainous opinion. Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
It's a bummer.
DJ asks, Murph, are you going to be at Gen Con? We will. We will be around, and we'll be the guys.
Flying out tomorrow.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be there. Flying out tomorrow. We'll be there till Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be there most of the day Sunday. We'll have to leave a little before the end of the con. Well, the con ends a little early anyway, so it'll be pretty much the whole time.
What are your thoughts on Townsville Tussle? Going to try that later this month. I want to play it. We haven't had a chance to play it.
Our buddy gifted it to us. It wasn't his gaming group's favorite, so he gifted it to us. But I'm quite excited to try it, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I really want to try it. Just have not had a chance to. It's been on the shelf here for a bit, and yeah, just kind of keep being like, oh man, we're not quite there yet. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get this link going. Are you guys going to Strategicon in September? Hopefully. Actually, I'm going to say yes. We need to get there at least once. We've missed the first
we haven't
two.
been there at all this year, so I'm going to make sure, for me at least, I'll just do a day. Yeah, so probably that Saturday or Sunday.
All right, try that link, y'all. Is that working?
Yeah, let us know. I don't know. Yeah, it must have been the domain on the Brothers merch.
I keep forgetting. I need to redo our shirts. Yeah, we got actually a lot of
new stuff.
We put in there.
We got new stuff.
But yeah, so really want to try Townsville Tussle. Haven't had a chance to yet. Hoping Sunday will be a little less busy. It is. It's almost always busier. It's only like a half. It's only like a half day on Sunday, right?
No, Sunday's full day. Wait, what are we talking about?
A Gen Con.
Oh, it's. I think the hall normally closes at 6. And it closes at like 4. So it's not a half day. It's just slightly shortened, and it probably will be a little quieter.
Okay.
Saturday will be obviously the busiest. Are you doing any work at booths this year, or at Gen Con? Are you free agents? We are free agents. 100%.
We are free agents.
We are doing a show on Saturday. Come to it, please, everybody.
7 a.m.
7 a.m. Russian time.
On Saturday, it's at 4.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. on Saturday. I don't quite remember where it is, but it'll be the gosh, I forgot the name of the game.
Standby.
It's with Hachette, though. And we're very excited about that. It'll be us. It'll be the YouTubers versus the TikTokers. Very, very exciting. It'll be a quiz game. It'll be super, super fun.
It's a CDSK game show, everybody. Let me see if I can find the room.
Might I suggest a game is hosting. It's going to be super fun.
It's going to be Brain in a Jar and Board Games on Team TikTok. Let me see if I can find the room. Yeah, so from 4 to 6, August 5th, Saturday. Does anything say the room?
I don't know, yeah.
You can look it up. So again, the CDSK game show, hosted by Hachette. Yeah, so we're going to be playing. It's a game that they have. So there's 2,500 questions in the game. On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you know, ... So it's going to be like trivia stuff.
Exactly.
I am very confident. I'm feeling real good right now about us crushing.
Hey.
I don't think I probably should.
I hope we do. I hope we do crush.
I'm feeling very saucy about it. I'm feeling real good about it.
Monica says the food trucks are very expensive and the wait is around an hour or more. Yeah, I am guessing they're fun, but it is going to be a whole thing.
I mean, the thing to note is like you're in Indianapolis near a convention center when there's 70-odd thousand people. Everything's going to be expensive and a wait. So it's like, what are you willing to wait for and pay for?
Pretty much,
and that's what you got to make your decisions on.
Pretty much, yeah.
We've never eaten at the food trucks. I've always wanted to. We just literally have never had time.
No.
Never had time.
Never had time. And honestly, we maybe do it like once this time around. Probably not like
I doubt we'll do more because I don't want to wait an hour.
We're still going to be like, I'll just go eat something else.
We're going to bring snacks with us.
Yeah.
so we don't have to do as much.
Corbin asks, favorite player color to use if it's available. I'm always orange and then purple, and if these aren't available, usually yellow.
I'm a classic blue guy.
Yeah.
I'm a classic blue guy, but if it's available, I like white. I think it looks like really cool.
It's nice.
And natty wood, natural wood.
Natty is nice. I do agree with that.
That's not very often that's available, and I like gray too. But yeah, white is really kind of like, ooh, look at you.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Kyle asks, Bad Company seems to have come and go. What do you guys think of the game? We haven't played it. It does seem kind of like it's come and go a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of like space, but a lot of people like it more.
Yeah, well, that's what everyone said, but then no one's talked about it in a while, and Space still is getting expansions and stuff. So I don't know. I really want to play it though. Yeah. I really do want to try it.
Yeah. Does it take place in competitions for board games? No, not for me. I have no interest in competing in any. I'm just I'm just not that good at board games. So it's like, and so not really. I have no interest in being any kind of. People ask me that like for painting miniatures, like whatever. I want to. No, I don't. I just like to paint for me. I like to play board games for me. I have no interest. I have no like.
I'd do a tournament if it was like cool vibes. I have no personal
need to win. And so a competition to me is just like, I'd rather throw the competition and then just go play with my friends. Like real talk. So no,
more about the social as well. I think for people getting into like really competitive, it's like you have to find ways to break a game. And I'm like, I don't want to break a game. I just want to play it. When's next live chat will be this upcoming Monday. We're going to do a Gen Con haul video. So we're going to get in and talk about what we got.
But normally
and recap the con. So.
Yeah, normally it's rap reviews once a month. Although rap reviews is not going where, but how much we do.
There's going to be more live stuff in the future.
Yes, we'll be doing more. We want to do more live stuff here.
Yeah.
What game would you like to see giant? Like a giant
we've got personal plans to make several.
Yeah. So
the main thing I want to see first and foremost is Crazy Coconuts, which is a game where you launch little coconuts into cups, and I want to do that with a life-size, super spring-loaded thing that can launch like footballs 100 feet in the air. That's what I want to see.
That's what I really want.
That would be amazing.
Overall win rate between the two of you, I would say it's probably like 65-45 is my guess. It's pretty
65%? You mean 55?
I mean 55, sorry. Yeah.
I was like, there's no way.
I would say 55 to 60
pretty 50,
to 45 or 40. Mike wins more often than he loses.
But we go in stages, man. We go on runs.
But in general, you win more than I do, for sure.
Thoughts on new Ron? You know, if it's available at Gen Con, hope to run into you guys there. Hope to run into you there. I imagine Ron will be there. We have it. We haven't played it, but I've learned it, and I really want to try it. And that production is insane.
Yeah, that production is bonkers.
It's chunky, yunky, and I like that.
But yeah, haven't had a chance to play. I'm sure they'll have it at Gen Con, though. At least I would assume so. When are you going to come to New Zealand and come to WellyCon? Sprite,
that is the top of the
contact the people at WellyCon to see if they can help bring us out. Because the problem is New Zealand is. I have looked up flights to New Zealand, Australia.
Is it so expensive?
Are so expensive.
Is it like $2,000?
Yeah. So here's the thing: if they can help us come out, we will be there next year.
No joke. New Zealand is, I think, for the both of us, the top of the list of places I want to visit on planet Earth.
Yes. So hopefully soon. I really want to go to international conventions that are not European conventions. I really
suck at Europe.
No, it's just European. It's just like Western culture. Like I really want to go to MeepleCon, which is in Mumbai in India.
Yeah.
I really want to go to. I can't remember the name of it right now, but the convention that's in Nigeria. I really want to go to.
So awesome.
WellyCon. I want to go to Crystal Dragon in Australia, which is a painting convention. I really want to go to non-European international conventions because we've gone to some. I'm sure we'll go to Essen at some point. I would really love to go to non-European.
That'll be so exciting.
Conventions.
My first play of Ark Nova was competition. I did not like that. That's a rough way to learn a game.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
That's a rough way to learn.
Yeah.
Hope you still like the game though. Competitions make me like games less because they stress me out. Yeah, I just want to have fun and like relax.
Yeah.
I just can't. I mean, I want to play well and I want to win, and that like I just want to represent myself well. But if I lose, I don't care.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Jabs said, what's y'all's take on the Castle of Burgundy, the fancy version? I like it. I think it's fine.
Really
I have no problem with like big fancy deluxe versions of games.
It's a big game.
To me, like the equivalent is like you can buy a watch for $5 or you can buy a Rolex. They both tell time. Some people, I don't, and like it's like some people can't afford Rolexes. Some people can. To me, that's just how the world is, right? So it's like some people don't have the Castle of Burgundy because they can't afford it, don't want it. And I think that's fine. To me, having a crazy luxury version of a board game, there's a lot of people who are like thought it was like a morally wrong thing. I don't think so. Mostly because also like normal Castle of Burgundy exists. So it's like, but even if it didn't, I also still think that's fine because again, like a brand doesn't have to cater to every single, person in terms of money and stuff like that. So I like it. I have no problem with it. So I like it.
I would
think it's
like
cool.
to play it,
I would like to play it.
please.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. What shelves we use? We use Billy bookshelves from IKEA.
We use Billy bookshelves, yes.
So they're not they're you can adjust the heights of them and stuff like that. So we like them as a kind of Kallaxes are obviously fantastic, but they're kind of bulky. There's a lot of
there's a lot of wasted space.
Kind of, yeah. So these ones were
unless you really pack them full.
Yeah. So here we are able to kind of make them really serviceable for us. So
yeah, I will say with Billy bookshelves,
they're not perfect for games, though.
They're not very deep because they're bookshelves.
Yeah.
So your games are going to stick out. Ours don't because we took the backs off it, but that takes out like 85% of the structural integrity.
So we had to add our own structural stuff to it.
Yeah, we had to anchor them to the walls.
Yeah.
So just know your games are going to stick out unless you take off the back. If you take off the back, you're going to have to anchor them really, really solidly.
Yeah.
All of ours are anchored together with mounting braces, and then they're anchored to the wall. So they're not moving at all. But just know they're kind of not the best.
Yeah, Kallax and stuff, something like
they
that
look
is definitely
really nice.
still better for board games.
Yeah.
Because they're just built deeper.
Yeah. I'll set up a GoFundMe to get y'all there. Hey, Spy, we're here for it.
I mean, really, it's something that we hope to be able to do someday, and I imagine we will find a way to do it someday.
Hopefully, yeah.
Have you ever been to a con in Mexico? No, but I would love to. There's great ones down there. There's great ones.
Would love to.
There just was one. I can't remember the name, but yeah, I would.
Would
man, I'd
love
to. Do
to. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Don't lie, you just want to visit Hobbiton 100%.
Oh,
I will.
85% of the reason I'm going.
I will tell people at the con while I'm there. I'm like, this is just biding my time until I get over there.
How many suitcases are you bringing home for the games? We're probably gonna bring like 2 empty suitcases. Let's be completely honest.
2. We're gonna bring each a carry-on. We'll nest a check bag. We'll nest our carry-on in that on the way out, and then we'll each have a check bag to bring home. And if it gets really desperate, we have to figure stuff out, we'll do that. But I think that'll be enough.
I hope that's enough. I don't.
We were talking about board games are bulky. That's the thing.
That's why they're big, and especially if they're like tall. It's like they're big.
So yeah, I think that'll be fine though. That should be fine.
Mohammed asks, any Kickstarters you're looking for? Do we have any? What Kickstarters do we have in the backlog? We don't have a ton. I feel like a lot of the ones we've gotten are.
I don't know if we have. Well, we have Teotihuacan is out and about.
I'm looking forward to Slay the Spire.
Slay the Spire. In terms of campaigns that are launching or are gonna launch, I don't know.
We're not a huge.
We are doing some coverage for upcoming campaigns and
Yeah.
stuff, but we don't back a ton of stuff ourselves.
Yeah. I said, I entered the World Series of Board Game at Dice Star West. It was not fun at all because everyone was fixated on winning and not enjoying the game. Yeah, that's how I feel in competition. I don't care about winning. So everyone, the thing is, we've been in the World Series of Board Gaming, and luckily the games I think you were the same. The games I played with people, everyone was like very cool. People were trying to win.
I was playing competitive Carcassonne. We were having a blast.
Yeah,
Me
so
and Monacore, we could. Yeah, it was a good vibe.
Luckily, the people I played with the World Series of Board Gaming were fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just to me, I just don't care, and I don't care.
At least at those like lower levels, maybe you get to the semis, it gets a little tense or something. But
I would rather throw the competition and go play board games with my friends.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just our vibe. I love that something like the World Series of Board Gaming exists because I think there's people that really want to try to get as good as they can. I think that's awesome. Like our buddy Dave Luza's doing that. He's like playing all the games, studying bonds last year, went super hard on training. I think it's super cool.
Super coul. Yeah, for certain people, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just not for
And I'll happily watch that and
yeah.
support that
100%.
and just play games over here and be like, Newsfjord now.
Yeah. What's up, Jenna? We're super excited to see you too. Very,
Jenna,
very excited.
are you in Indy yet? Are you flying tomorrow? When are you hitting town?
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you. Jenna's gonna be working booth. Was it 151? What's the booth number, Jenna? Where can people find you? The Board Game Garden, along with Jamie from Foster the Meeple will be there too.
So did you end up back and planning on? No, we forgot.
No, I didn't. I tried to, and there was a glitch, and it wouldn't let me add stuff.
Oh, really?
To the.
There'll probably be a late pledge.
There'll probably be a late pledge, but yeah, I literally was trying to, and I don't know. It was as I was counting down like 8 seconds, like I should probably back this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, something went weird, but I'm sure they'll do a late pledge.
Yeah. Yeah. So
It's gonna be great.
Probably get it. All right, fans. If there's any last questions, pop them in the chat. If not, we'll get on out of here.
Wow, Nick wants to leave. He doesn't like you guys.
I don't like you guys at all. You know. No, this is cool. Yeah, again, a slower month for gaming, but next month will probably be bonkers because we have more free time. We're probably gonna try and play a bunch of games at Gen Con, which we usually never do.
Yeah, my hope is to like just spend the evening sitting around playing games. Probably at the JW again, JW Marriott. That's my hope and dream. Is just to kind of sit and chill and play games, hang out. So if you see us doing that and stuff, by all means, come on down. We'd love to have you. Take a dollar store handheld luggage scale with you. Can save a much hassle. Yeah, I probably should pick that up. Our mom has that, and we had it in Ireland and stuff, and it's super useful.
Yeah, just being like, oh, I know this is not overweight.
You need to know, because imagine we get to the airport, and then we have a real problem. Yeah, right. So that's probably should get that. Cash card isn't very big, just saying. I'm not going to get much. My birthday's next month. I'm thinking early birthday. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I want it back, Plant Unknown. I want that game. We should just get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you have to wait for the base game, too, I assume.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bummer, but.
Yeah. Hoping to meet Jen at Gen Con. You at Jen, I see how you did that. Gen Con. Probably you will.
And Jen is flying in tomorrow with Jeff and Jamie. Okay, that's awesome. I was wondering if y'all were flying in together.
Oh, cool.
That's good.
Booth, yeah, okay, I did have it. Good memory, Mike. I remember half the things. I was like, I think it's 151.
Wow.
Stuck in my head.
So we love this live stream. Worth getting up at 6 a.m. for. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, we're planning on doing more live stuff here because we really enjoy it. We love being able to talk to people like this. It's super, super fun. So keep an eye out for the future because we are going to be doing more live stuff here.
Stay tuned.
But yeah, so all right, fam, we're going to get on at it. You know. But again, if you are at Gen Con, please, please, please say hi if you see our faces. Don't throw stuff at us.
Don't do
or
it.
do. Whatever.
Don't do it. I'll cry.
Interact with us in any way you want.
I'm tired and emotional all the time.
Exactly. No. But please, please say hi. We really love to see people at Gen Con. We're super excited. We'll just be kind of wandering around. So again, if you see us, just say hey.
We'll be the dudes that look like this, and
we'll
come say. I'll probably have my hair done on Thursday, and then I'll give up on that, and I'll probably be wearing this exact Giants hat
every single day.
So. There you go. You can find us at the con. We're so excited. If you're going, super safe travels, y'all. Get there safe. And we'll just see you there. We'll be posting shorts and stuff all day from the cons and everything and just trying to do silly stuff. So if you're at home, hopefully you get a little taste of the con. And we'll do our haul video on Monday. So we'll see you then, if nothing else. And hope you have a great week. We're doing a scavenger hunt.
Yes.
When's that dropping?
What, Thursday.
Thursday. Day one of Gen Con, board game scavenger hunt that we did, inspired by Heart Board Games, is dropping, so definitely check that out. Yeah, anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, y'all, thank you so much. You're just a wonderful pleasure.
You're lovely people.
We appreciate y'all very much.
Thank you for the super chats, y'all. Thank you so much, y'all.
Super kind. Thank you to all our patrons. Make sure you thumb this video up if you haven't already. It does help us out a lot, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.